All right, so I just got my DonPonchi box, which essentially is a Mexican candy box. It's full of snacks. I don't know just yet what exactly kind of snacks we're gonna see today, but as someone that is full Mexican, I'm very excited to try all of this. It should be filled with a lot of very good sweets. So let's see what we can find. All right, so, woo, I can already tell it's gonna be a very good ride, but let's start with this one, which is a very, if not the most classic kind of Mexican chips. Takis. Spicy and acidic too. I can taste the lime on it as well, which is quite a good compliment to the heat. They're so addictive though. As someone that is fully Mexican, I grew up on this. Not only the purple ones, but the green ones as well, and they're so good. It just never disappoints, never. I can see as well that there's a lot of pica fresas. And wow, comes with quite a few of them, so quite a generous box in that front. A little bit chewy, but just the right texture. It's coated with chili and sugar, so you can taste a little bit of the chili, so it's a different type of sweet candy. Very much so you can tell it's Mexican. We also have a crayon, and there's a few different type of flavors of crayon. In this case, we're having a grape flavor. It has a little bit of like a tube on it that you have to squeeze a little bit on by turning this. Let's taste it. And this is also one of those Mexican snacks that you can definitely start tasting without having that spicy acquired taste, because Mexican candies are known to be a little bit on the spicy side. Ooh, gansito. In my opinion, it's better if you put it on the freezer for a while. This is probably the best introductory Mexican snack there is. So it looks a little bit kind of like a chocolate covered Twinkie. And it's very spongy inside. Let me show you what it looks like inside as well. It has some jam as well, and some cream, which is probably the best part of the gansito. So I highly encourage gansito to anyone there is. Not only if you are into Mexican candies, into any kind of candies, gansito is so good. We also have some mini mantecadas from Bimbo, which is a very well-known Mexican bakery as well. Okay, here, so it's a very good size. Not too big, but not too small either. Obviously spongy, as you would probably expect it to be. So it does not have any filling, but it doesn't need any, because as soon as you bite into it, you can taste the vanilla. It's so good as well. So next on the box, I can see the paleta payaso. Payaso is clown in Spanish. And these are very known in Mexico for their, let's say, lack of quality control, not on the flavor, but on the physical aspect. And you probably see what I'm talking about once we open it up. Here you go. This is very classical to see. So you can tell, obviously it's a face, but I mean, not exactly the prettiest of faces, but one of the best tastes though. So let me show you what it looks like. The flavor is spot on, and that's because it's marshmallow inside. And it's so good. And the gummies obviously also add an extra sugary taste on it. It's very pleasant to see even not only just one of every candies, but we also said we found 8 pica fresas, now 2 crayons. So yeah, there's definitely multiples of multiple candies. Tummy pop. Okay, so it is you can say it's kind of like a lollipop, but it should be a ball of tamarind. For those that don't know, tamarind is for the most part the base of most red Mexican candies, and it's kind of like a sweet coming from a root called tamarind. So let's open it up. You can use it to eat it with like fruits, but especially apple, it always complements so well. Who has not seen this? Mazapan. It's pretty much peanut candy, very much a crumbly candy, but that's the way it should be. So I'm just gonna like break a piece out of it, just like this, and then just eat it. It's definitely something that I don't think you're gonna find really anywhere else in the world apart from, well, the mazapan itself. Reyerindos. This one's, I remember them being hard on the outside, but they have this A little bit chewy inside. So it's not as hard as I remember them to be, which is a good thing. But it definitely has that very good inside. Ooh, I see some duvalines. Okay, so this are kind of like a spread. So you can definitely see the vanilla, the strawberry, and the chocolate flavor. A lot of people, for whatever reason, like to taste each one of them like individually. I guess if you don't like a specific flavor. But in all honesty, I would say just dig into it for the whole thing and just try all of them at once. Just like this. Unless you have tried this before, it is very different. I don't know, I don't think I've seen anything outside of the Mexican realm of candies that looks this way or feels this way. So the flavor is very good, but the texture is probably, in my opinion, the forte for this candy. So multiple elotes. I do have to say these are a little bit spicy. The inside is probably what's best of this lollipop. So once you bite into it, or if you want to keep tasting from the outside of it, it's gonna start to feel very, very sweet with almost no spiciness inside. And in my opinion, that's the best part. This is a classic. Lucas Muecas. Cherry, pretty self-explanatory. Chamoy, it's this spicy / sweet liquid, but not really much spicy. This is gonna be like one of those rings that you wear. And once you open it up, you're gonna see that it looks a little bit like a lollipop, but on top of it, this is not all of it. It has definitely some powder in. So here, now it's wet. Once you put it inside, you can just do this, and voila, you're gonna see it powdered again. So if you're into tajin, this is probably, if not one of the, probably your favorite candy. Moving on, so I see pulparindo. This yellow one is the original flavor. This is the most common pulparindo and the universal one. I also happen to get the mango one, but there's also red type, which is a spicy one. They're also good though, so it doesn't matter if you happen to get just one or two flavors that may not necessarily be this one or this one. They're all so good. Very classic flavor. Rocaleta. Here's what makes it unique. It has 4 flavors, 4 different layers on it. And it also has a gum center on it. It's pretty good. Oh yeah. I don't have enough time, to be showing you all of the layers, and this is also one of those very hard lollipops, so don't bite into it. Just keep tasting it. Just enjoy it. Take your time enjoying the lollipop. And then you're gonna see the magic when you get to different layers and different flavors on it. These are also as classic as it gets. So this is known as tico. And tico, it's, you can tell it's kind of like sugar powder with chili on it. You can also put it on top of different fruits, of different type of foods as well. So on this one, you can get as creative as you want when it comes to tasting it. Taste it this way. Very, very sweet, but so good. We also got dedos. The texture on this is what's so good. That tamarind, kind of like chewy, a little bit flavor is probably one of the best features of the dessert candies. Love these ones. Very classic tamarind candies. So we have some barritas from Marinela. There's multiple flavors to it. In this case, I happen to get the pineapple and the strawberry flavor. Biscuit type of candy that has this jam in the middle. They were so popular that I remember growing up when I flew with Aeromexico in Mexico. They gave this out on the planes, kind of like as a snack as you were flying with them. This is also up there in popularity and also in taste. Very, very good. Ollitas Tamarrica. You can see the pure tamarind on it. This is probably as pure as it gets when it comes to that tamarind flavor. I didn't recall this being as liquid as it is, which I think it's good to get more variation compared to the other tamarind candies. This is definitely a little bit different. It's a very good thing. Okay, and that's unfortunately the end, but nonetheless, such a great experience to try this. I would highly recommend the DonPonchi Box for whether you're Mexican and you just want to remember all the candies that you grew up with, or if you just want to try something different because you're not going to regret it. And in a lot of candies, if it's not only a one single try, see if you like it or not, stop. You're gonna get multiple of different type of candies as well. So even if you didn't try it out once, try it again, because a lot of Mexican candies are an acquired taste, and some of them as well obviously are you're gonna try it and you're gonna love it. So highly recommended, 10 out of 10, Don Ponchi.